What is going on, guys? Dayton here, aka Dr. Autoflower, and we are back. Took a little another hiatus. We're going to be getting into some updates here. As you saw, we are starting a new grow series here soon. Going to be an outdoor grow series, something I've never really fully documented on this channel, but we're going to be getting into that. Got the seeds started, they're germinating now, they're about to be planted, and I'm getting pretty excited. So before we get into that, and I think we're going to do some question and answers too for Autoflower stuff, but before we get into that, I wanted to do a little update, let you guys know last time that I had some health issues going on, so little update on what's going on with that. So I actually kind of got a little freaked out right after Token Daily passed away. Rest in peace, Token Daily. So he was having some heart issues going on with him. Mine's kind of a different thing. What's been going on? Sounded like his was a little bit more serious, kind of what was happening to him, but it still freaked me out and got me looking into weed and how it affects the heart and stuff. And some studies have come out and saying that it is not good to be breathing in any smoke. So take that as you will. It's not doesn't seem to be a good thing for the heart. So I pretty much stopped for like 3 months there. Really completely changed my lifestyle, eating healthy, getting exercise, getting being smoke free, THC free, and I didn't really see much of a change. But I'm almost come to the conclusion that it could be stress related to me, because the times that I have gone to the hospital getting checked out and they tell me, oh well, everything's okay with you, we don't see a big issue. That's where I feel fine after for weeks sometimes. I recently just got an echocardiograph done on my heart, so it kind of like shows the motions of the heart, blood going in, out, and all that kind of stuff. And it came back actually all good. So I was happy with that. The cardiologist said it was looked all healthy and good. Didn't see any issues. So that was great news to hear. And after hearing that, I really haven't felt much chest pains for a while. A little bit here and there, but it definitely decreased, like to the point where I didn't feel anything for a couple weeks after. And I did get back into smoking during that time because we were on a vacation. After I got that call, it pretty much all went away. So I'm just like, well, is this stress related? And my issues has only been noticeable since I was in like a high stress position since like a couple years now with work and just like what's going on in the world, I think. And I feel like it could be the main source of what my issue is just maybe I'm just stressed out too much and I'm not really noticing it. So I did get back into smoking a little bit, but I am going to be quitting again, going back on a diet, really pretty strict diet. And right now it's looking good. Got some good news back from my last results. Going to be doing some more here soon, more tests and stuff. Just want to say a big thank you to all you guys with all your well wishes. Really means a lot to me. I have been taking a little easy with making content the last few months, and sorry for the lack of content. I'm really going to try to start getting back into it. We got some big things coming up. Grow series, Shambhala, this year's Shambhala, we're going to be going there. If you guys ever wanted to hang out and smoke, Shambhala probably is the best bet to find me and smoke up with me. That'll be in about 2 months, so I'm really pumped for that. Also, we still have plans to go over to Thailand and document the whole movement, the 420 movement going on right now over there. It's still going off and it looks pretty fun. So we are working towards getting back over there and documenting here. Hopefully within the next year, we're going to be getting over there and doing that. We'll keep you guys posted. So with that out of the way, guys, let's get into the Autoflower question and answers. I got a few new questions and we're going to get into some old questions I filmed before. Maybe I'll throw some of our footage of our adventures that we went on recently and a little B-roll for you guys. And yeah, let's get right into it, guys. So David asked, what should my light schedule be in wattage for autos indoors and then putting them outdoors 3 weeks later? So that is a good question. But the one thing I would do and recommend for if you're planting outdoors, you're going to be repotting them and stuff. From what I have learned doing it myself, it seems like the sweet spot is about 1 week of growth, 1 week, maybe 10 days tops, and then after that, you need to have that thing planted in the ground. You don't want it going any further than that because then it'll start getting root bound, getting stunted, and you'll lose potential growth. So yeah, you definitely don't want to do that. Get them in the ground early. If the temperature's warm out there, they can handle, they'll grow, they'll take off. And what time schedule should you have it on? You should have it on probably at least 18 hours on, 6 off. Or if you wanted, you could do 20 on, 4 off, or even 24 hours on the whole time. Doesn't really matter if they're good genetics. Kind of depends on your situation. If you're worried about wasting energy, if you're worried about keeping the heat a very certain temperature or something like that, it doesn't really matter, but I would probably go with 18 on, 6 off. Ronald asks, when is the best time to give autoflowers nutrients? So for me, it kind of depends on your growing situation and the nutrient regimen you're giving. The one that I've shown people, it's around day 10 you start. Some people start day 14, some people start day 18, but it kind of depends on what nutrients you're giving them. With my nutrient regimen, I've done a video on. So if you search Dr. Autoflower feeding schedule, you'll see it pop up there first. So the way that schedule works is you're given a very small amount at around day 10, and you go from there, and you slowly work your way up. Got another question here from ST1 Lifer, and he says, I'm planning on growing some autoflowers outdoors. I was wondering how much soil should I use per plant, and what kind of strain should I be looking for? For the outdoors thing, oh, that's a good one. If you're in buckets, I would probably say you would want a minimum of 5 gallons. Probably 10 gallons is almost better. For indoors, I would always say like you don't really want to go with 10 gallons unless you really, really want to, because the return didn't seem that much greater compared to like a 7 gallon. But outdoors, the larger amount of soil you have, the more moisture it can hold, and it'll kind of do better on those hot days and stuff, and the roots will get bigger, and like outdoors, your autoflowers will grow longer. It just seems what it is, for me anyways, because I'm in northern Canada, so we don't have the best growing conditions. So I'm not really the best to like give information on growing outdoors, because our summers are really hot, but then they'll drop down in temperature during the nights. So that's kind of not good. Like we have more than 10 Celsius drop from the days to nights. So if you have that, autoflowers start losing some growth, or I don't know if it stunts it, but it kind of just slows the growth, it seems like, if you're having those colder nights and stuff. So for me, if I was growing outdoors, I would probably want a bigger bucket just so it holds more moisture, so the roots can grow bigger because it's going to grow longer. So I'd probably recommend 10 gallons. 10 gallons would probably do really good outdoors for autoflowers. If you're growing directly in a garden or something, I say just dig a big nice hole, chop that soil up so those roots can really expand nice and easily. And I've gotten 4 or 5 feet tall autoflowers outdoors just because they had so much mass and area to grow their roots. They just got gigantic. For what strains you want to be growing, that's kind of subjective. I would say probably grow ones that are done in 65, 70 days, kind of the quicker ones, because you don't want the longer ones outdoors, depending on where you are, of course, because they could take longer, not really finish. That's what happened to me. A lot of my autoflowers, when I grew it outdoors last time, they just didn't finish. They were like halfway through budding by the time it got too cold for them. So yeah, definitely do some research, use some well-known good genetics, and go from there. Got a question here from Carlos Fandango 73. I've seen on other channels that sometimes they use 24 hours light for bigger crops. Have you ever done this? And if so, what stage of growth would you go 24 hours? So yes, I've done this. Have I noticed that big of a difference? Not really. So is it worth it? I would almost say that it's not, because it sure seems like to me that autoflowers
like a little bit of time off. Like they want to, like I'm sure most plants, they want to rest a little. They need their rest cycle. I'm sure for some certain situations, it's easier just to let the lights stay on and just deal with them like that. If you have good genetics, they don't have Hermy properties to them, not going to turn hermaphrodite. If they're good, stable genetics, you can definitely do this with autoflowers. I know Mephisto has on their website that their autoflowers are totally fine to grow like that. You can definitely do that with them, and I have. Did I see a return that would make it worth it with that extra power on, extra energy, extra heat? Not really. So I would probably at least give them 2 hours off. Now I give them 4 to 6 hours off. It's not that big of a return from the power you use. So I'd say yes, you can do this, but make sure they're good, stable genetics. Do your research. If everyone's saying, oh yeah, having awesome grows with them, don't have much problems at all, then you can definitely do this. If it's autoflower strains that are kind of more janky, not as stable, that could actually turn them into hermaphrodites and kind of mess up your grow. All depending on genetics, it seems like. Would I recommend it? Not really now these days, unless there's always specific situations, such as let's say you're growing during the wintertime in your garage, and if you turn your lights off, you're going to have some drastic heat changes or temperature changes. Then I would say, yeah, go for it. Leave it 24 hours on.
So that's it for this episode, guys. Thank you all for watching. Big thank you to everyone who sent me very kind messages on getting better, getting healthier, and all that stuff. Thank you for all those well wishes, and really means a lot. And yeah, can't wait to get into some more content for you guys. I'm really, really excited to get over to Thailand and create some really crazy content for you guys. So stay tuned for that. We are going to make that happen. So that's it for this episode, guys. Thank you all for watching. Peace out, and we'll catch you guys later.